Welcome to my channel, to everyone who's new here, and of course to those of you who are back again. Great to have you here. In this video we will take a look together at possible scenarios for the price development of Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP and Solana. Things remain exciting, so make sure to watch until the end. And if you also want to trade with cheap taker fees, then I can recommend you the crypto exchange mexc, which has a similar trading volume to Bitget and Bybit. But as you can see, I already highlighted you it here, the taker fees are far much lower than on the other top crypto exchanges. And on top of that, you can get an additional 20% discount on those low taker fees if you use my referral link, which you can find in the video description. 100 pairs, 0 fees just on mexc, and here you can trade some popular altcoins without any fees on mexc. So let's get to Bitcoin. Before I start for Bitcoin, I want to tell you that I took out Cardano of the daily analysis. Instead, I have put in Casper, Tau, and AVAX. Those are 3 new coins which we are going to talk daily about. Why did I do it? Because Cardano didn't, nobody looked for Cardano. I have the YouTube analytics. I can look whoever is Googling keywords, and nobody was looking for Cardano since weeks. So basically I took it out. I think nobody's interested in it. So in this update, we will talk about Bitcoin, Ethereum, and XRP Solana. I added those 2 coins in the Bitcoin and Ethereum update, means those are the major coins which we are talking about. In the next update, we will talk about Sui, AVAX, HBAR, and Dogecoin, and in the third update, Render, Tau, Casper, and ONDO. So I have done a video before, but my video stopped recording. My laptop stopped recording, so basically I have to repeat it. I have also deleted some stuff. Anyway, let's continue. So we have set here head and shoulders formatation. Not like this. Here, left shoulder, head, and here the right shoulder. So we broke it to the downside at 107,000 US dollar. First target was the length of the right shoulder. This one here. We can put it to the breakout point, and you can see we hit the target. So I can take this one out. So what do I think now? We have to go into the 50 minutes chart. If we go into the 50 minutes chart, then we can see an ascending triangle. This one here. It broke to the upside, and the target is the 104,700 US dollar. But I think since we have resistance over us at 104,970, so let's round it up to 105,000 US dollar, that we can get into the area 105,000 US dollar. If we break the $105,000 to the upside, then we have here a fair value gap which reaches up to 105,500 US dollar. I will also put you here a price mark. So if we break the 105,500 US dollar, then it would be positive, and we can get into the top area 106,500 US dollar. I mean this top here. So if I do a trend line like this, this is going to be the target if we break the green trend line to the upside. Here's the price track, 106,500 US dollar. We still have the target ongoing from the bullish pennant in bright blue on your left side. This was our bullish pennant. We broke it to the upside, we retested it a couple of times, and we got the follow through. Target 114,300 US dollar. I would say that we can hit that target once we break the 108,500 US dollar. If we break that price mark, so I made this trend line green. If we break that price mark to the upside, sustainable means we get a breakout, we get a retest, and in the retest I can increase my position size if I have a Bitcoin long position, which we take here. So let's see what Bitcoin is going to do. I think it's not looking good, but we still have the chance breaking to the upside. So the target of that head and shoulders formatation, we hit the target of the right shoulder. But what is the target of the head? So for that we take this spread from the top of the head down to the resistance trend line, support trend line here, put it to the breakout point, target 101,200 US dollar. So I have also put you here a red trend line on the chart, the 103,500 US dollar. If we break this sustainable to the downside, and sustainable doesn't mean this here. This is not sustainable. What I want to see is a breakout with a retest, and I can jump in the trade within the retest. As long as we don't have fair value gaps over us, it is safer to trade. And then it's short to me. And here, same here. Here it would be long for me. So, next coin, Ethereum. So for Ethereum, we have predicted this top pretty well. But by breaking the 2,688 US dollar, it got a bit, let's say the chances got high that we break to the downside with the break. And this is just what I'm going to draw with my hands. With this trend line here, breakout, retest. Here it was clear to me that this was most likely our top for Ethereum. So what now? I think, first of all, I have delayed it so much here because in the other video I've talked about the price development. So I can take this one out as well. So this one too. And this one too. We have predicted it pretty good. So what I think is that we had here in bright blue a rising wedge. This rising wedge broke to the downside, got its retest. Here it was very clear to me that we are going to drop. And now we have to see what is going to happen, because the target of that rising wedge, we have two different targets. The first one is the mid-range target. And the second one is the normal target, which is the spread of that rising wedge. We put it to our retest point. Yeah, if we get a breakout, then we put it to the breakout point. If we get afterwards a retest, which has a higher price than the actual breakout, this happens if we have upwards trend lines like this. So if we get the retest and later we get the, let's say, no, this is the breakout, and let's say we get the retest here, then we are going to put the targets to our retest point. So target of those rising wedges, now of that rising wedge, is the 2,290 US dollar, but I think the 2,325 US dollar is support. So this target here of the mid-range target of the rising wedge should hit the 2,325 US dollar, and the long-range target is down to 2,220 US dollar, where we also have a fair value gap. So we have to go into the 50 minutes chart, and then you are going to see how I think the price is going to develop. We have had here an ascending triangle, which is currently looking like it's going to break out. If it breaks out, the target is going to be the 2,600 US dollar for Ethereum. So I will put you here a price mark, 2,540 US dollar. If we break it sustainable to the upside, then it would be positive. 2,600 US dollar is going to be the target of that ascending triangle, but is also going to be the second retest of the bright blue rising wedge. And if we get rejected there, and that's what I have said in the other video, which didn't got saved. So basically, here we have the downtrend. Here we get the push to the upside, which is just a correction of that downtrend, and afterwards we sell off. And then I would see 2,325 as the target. If we also break it to the downside, 2,220 US dollar for Ethereum. So that is going to be my game plan. And let's see what Ethereum is going to do. So XRP. So in the other video I didn't get to XRP. So basically we have here all the chart patterns still ongoing. Yeah, I can delay them with you together. So we have set here double top pattern, which broke to the downside. Target $2.19. With this push here to the downside, we got to the target. So I can take this one out. In this market stage, we have formed a falling wedge. This falling wedge, the target was the $2.53, but we took profits at $2.47 because this was a major resistance. If we would have broke the $2.47 to the upside, then I could have taken out the bearish target of the double top pattern, which I have showed you a few seconds ago. It didn't happen. So basically, with this push here to the downside, we have invalidated the target of that falling wedge. So I can take this one out. It also worked. We hit our target anyway. We used the less bullish target, and as you can see, we got there. So basically everything is fine. So what I saw here is a rectangle. And what I think is unique at the rectangle is that we have the spread of that rectangle and we put it into both directions, to the upside and to the downside. Rectangles tend to be getting its target in both directions. That's unique. We got already the target to the downside. We can take this one out. We also broke a falling wedge in bright blue to the upside. We are also getting some positive momentum. I would personally wait for a long trade, getting back into the $2.13 where we have the retest. And afterwards I would try the long at $2.20. First take profit. If we don't get the retest, if we straight go up and break the $2.21 to the upside and we get a retest afterwards, then I would use this as a long entry for the next push. And the next push is, in my opinion, going even up to $2.29. So you can also see it in orange, falling wedge. But this falling wedge didn't break to the upside, it broke to the downside. So the target of that falling wedge I can take out from the chart because this pattern got already invalidated. But the trend lines are still looking good to me. So basically this trend line here I want to use because we have several touch points, 2 on the left side, and we broke it to the downside and got our retest. So basically this is a valid trend line. If we break the $2.21 to the upside, it's long to me, up to $2.29, $2.30 in that area. If we also break it to the upside, then the target of the rectangle is going to get hit, in my opinion. Why that? Because we have a fair value gap. This fair value gap is between $2.38 to $2.43. I will also put you here 2 price marks. And the target of the rectangle, $2.45, and we also have our resistance at $2.47. So this is going to get very interesting, and I think with a high chance we are going to get in that area. But then we have to see how we get to the upside. Do we get corrective to the upside, where we can say, okay, this maybe is afterwards a rising wedge, which we break to the downside and which is targeting a lower price area? Or are we going to have an impulsive push to the upside and form more bullish chart patterns? This can also be just the first down move, then we get the correction, and afterwards we sell off. This might be possible, so keep that scenario in mind. So I know Solana looks very, very messy, but we have predicted the price pretty good. So the last update which I have done for Solana was this one here, where we have said this might be an inverted head and shoulders formatation. And it also looks like one, but we didn't break to the upside. I have said, okay, the bright blue trend line here, if it breaks to the upside, it would be positive, but I will wait for the $180. If we do, then we can get again into the top area, $185 or even $189. We didn't break to the upside, so I can take this one out. Instead, what did we form? We formed here a rising wedge, which broke to the downside, which got its retest, and we met the target. Target 165 US dollar. So I can take this one out, this one too, and this one too. So basically, what did we form as well? Ascending triangle in dark blue. This one here. Ascending triangle, which broke to the downside. Target 154 US dollar. We hit that target. I can take this one out. Here, rectangle, broke to the downside, hit our target. I can take this one out as well. So, what chart pattern is still ongoing? Look what we have formed in orange. A very big rising wedge, which broke to the downside here, which got its retest here, and a follow through. Target of that rising wedge is the 132 US dollar. I will also put you here a price mark. So let's get into the 50 minutes chart. I think this is more interesting because we have also an ascending triangle right here. A smaller one. If it breaks to the upside, which is currently the 155 US dollar and 90 cents, where we have also resistance at the moment and we can't break it to the upside yet. But what we can form is a very small, let's say bull flag, and over the time, if we break the bull flag to the upside, we can also break the $155.90 to the upside. So if the $155.90 breaks to the upside, then the target is going to be the $159.75, but I think since we have resistance over us, I will put you here a price mark, $160.75. Up to that price mark, I think it's realistic to get. If we also break the $160.75 to the upside, then it would be positive and we can get back to 169 US dollars. I would just say, if we break the 169 US dollar to the upside, then we can expect another top for Solana. If we don't break it to the upside, then the chance is very high that we can meet the target of the rising wedge from before, which is the 132 US dollar. On the smaller time frame, this trend line here, if it breaks to the downside, 153 US dollar, then I would say we can drop down to 149 US dollar. If we also lose that support, then we are going to get into the next support, 145 US dollar. So the key levels right now are the 153 US dollar and the 156 US dollar. If we break something to the downside, then we can expect dropping into the price marks down here. If we break to the upside, then we can expect a push into the price marks which I have named you. So that's it, and thank you for watching. We see each other in the altcoin update.